Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 2021 love and relationship reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Libra. July 2021, love and relationships, Libra. Libra. July 2021, love and relationships, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Ooh, fantastic. Libra. July 2021, love and relationships, Libra. July 2021, love and relationships, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So the top is the energy that grounds us. The bottom is the energy that grounds us. Let's see what the cards have to say. We have the King of Swords, which is, of course, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this, of course, represents us in the minor arcana. And then we have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The King of Swords again. Wow. Okay. And the Lovers, Gemini energy. We're stepping into our power during this time, Libra. End of discussion. So this is a time where we are starting to unite with what we love, with what we desire, with our passion, and really starting to hear our voice when it comes to love, when it comes to what we desire moving forward in, where it comes to what we desire from love, where we want to be. So let's look at our chakra energy for this time. Libra, July 2021, love and relationships, Libra. July 2021, love and relationships, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Self-mastery. This is the solar plexus chakra. So this is listening to our gut. This is falling into alignment with ourselves, and mastery of self means an understanding of self. We don't have it all figured out, but maybe we're getting closer to the right questions. Maybe we're breaking down the mold that has kept us too honed in or too caged in for too long. This is a sense of saying, but this is what I want. You know, this is what my soul knows is right for me. This is what I desire to move forward in. And it leads us then to the energy we need to be mindful of during this time. What is the energy that Libra needs to be mindful of? July 2021, love and relationships. What is the energy that Libra needs to be mindful of? July 2021, love and relationships. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Prince of Wands, fire sign energy. We need to be mindful. This is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but we need to be mindful of getting caught up in the passion of it. You know, this is going to be a time where sweet words mean a heck of a lot. Words mean a lot to air sign energies. And that's something that we have to accept about ourselves. That when the sweet word is spoken to, when a person talks in a certain way, we can be very entranced by the idea, not necessarily the action. They might not have an action to back it up, but they had the idea that they brought forward. And so here with the Prince of Wands, we are going to want to charge forward, just wrapped in that erotic sensuality and wrapped in those promises, in those words that elevate us. Now, this can be in any relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a work relationship or any sort of, family relationship that we have, this can be a time where we find ourselves really believing people's bullshit. I mean, there's no simple way of putting it other than as plain as that. We can believe the grandiose words. We can believe the intensity of emotion because we're going to want to. That's going to be such a part of us during this time that we're going to think, oh my gosh, they see it too. They feel it too. Because this is a time where we walk forward as kings. We walk forward as rulers. The only thing more powerful than having two King of Swords here is to have two Justice cards. And so when we're stepping into our power, this is a time where we don't want to hear anybody else's argument. We don't want to listen. So that's going to be something that we have to work on during this time, because we're going to think, I have the answers. I know the questions already before they're asked. And a lot of the times, yes, we will. We will have that energy to bring forward and say, I'm here, I'm present. This is an astounding time. But for other people, we're not going to be on the same page as them. There's going to be a power and a focus to us that they cannot match. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of thinking, oh, I already know. And because you're going to be right so often, you're going to think, okay, I'm right this time too, obviously. But it doesn't work that way. There has to be this flow of ideas and coming together. And there has to be a knowledge to every decision that is made, instead of just an instinct. So this King of Swords, I love how he has a raven on his shoulders. There's a sense of deep wisdom that is also scary to others. This is a time when we cut through the doubts and the fears. We see what needs to be seen, even if it's immensely uncomfortable to us. And as we embrace our power and our insight, our ideas and our greater understandings, we start to see ourselves more clearly. But we also start to see that which others want to shun within us more clearly. We embrace a power of self, a determination of soul, and a focus. And it moves us to the King of Wands. I mean, we have two kings here. People see us. Actually, we have three kings because, the other king repeats himself. But nobody thinks that we're playing around during this time. We're immensely serious. We bring the energy of knowledge. We bring the energy of passion forward. The kings are the actors upon the stage. The queens, the directors behind the scenes. So during this time, we're seen. This can be a time where we feel like all eyes are on us, and we're most likely going to be right more often than not. Our knowledge, our words, our way of expressing ourselves, that is something that people take note of. That is during this time going to be one of the most powerful things for us. And then also our passion, our instincts, our fire. The King of Wands is all about transformation. He becomes more than what he started off as. And this is a time where we're going to find ourselves transforming, empowered, looking at things in a very different way, in a very intense way. And saying, I deserve this. I deserve this crown. I deserve this power. I deserve the love that I want. I deserve the passion that I have. This can make us rather entitled. So it's not to say that we're going to be arrogant, but a king always has a bit of arrogance to them. So be mindful of that. It isn't saying fall into false humility or, anything to that effect, but it's saying stand in your strength. But don't think of yourself as a king. Think of yourself as a learner. And let people see you as a king, because that's going to be your rooted energy during this time. And it can be that there's just this passion between a fire sign energy, or there's this passion between another air sign energy, maybe a Gemini, but somebody who has a duality of thought to them. The mind is where air sign energies connect first and foremost. So this is going to be a time where the mind is so important. We need to see, we need to dive deeper, we need to look, we need to gain an understanding, we need to tear back the layers of things. This can be a time where things get messy. We want them to be messy. We want them to be intense. And we can take it to extremes. This can be a time of extremes. Rulers who lead their people to extremes. This can be that time for us. But there needs to be this power. There also needs to be this transformation. We don't want things to stay the same. We want things to express and to grow and to move further and further. It's like the beating of a heart. We want things to have a rhythm and a purpose and a power to them. And it leads us to us being crowned by the King of Swords, by who it is that we are. The butterflies symbolize the transformation. We're going through a time where we're seeing ourselves, and the King of Wands absolutely reiterates that. We're seeing ourselves as a transformative person within love. Where we started off in a relationship is not where we are now. What we started off wanting from a relationship is not what we want now. We're pushing the boundaries of things. We're looking at things more honestly for ourselves. We're saying why not instead of why. And we're calling forward a powerful, greater understanding that says, this is me. It leads us to the Lovers. Gemini energy, yes, absolutely. But also the sense of love and passion, but also intertwining with another. Understanding that there are going to be multiple ways of looking at a situation, and neither one of them are going to be wrong. One might be, yes, a little bit more right, a little bit better at remembering, or a little bit more palatable than others. But giving respect and giving understanding to a person is really what we all crave for and what we all strive for. This is a time where we start to embrace more of who we are, more of who we want to be, what we desire, what we're looking at, what we're looking for. We're starting to open up the door. There's a sense here of heart and passion and soul and power and greater understanding bringing us forward. And as this happens, we start to fall in love. This is a time of great love. This is a time of great love, but this can also be a time where our partner equally matched to us. So we can find that our arguments are a little bit more intense during this time. Our makeups are a little bit more intense during this time. The conversations that we have, the way that we connect with people, there's so much brought to the table, and there's so much challenge here that it's accelerating things. And it's reminding us of passion and love and foreplay and intricacy and intensity and the erotic, power of life and existence. And that's what we want to hold on to. That's what we need during this time. Absolutely. So let's dive deeper. Libra. Show me deeply, Libra, July 2021, love and relationships. Show me deeply, Libra, July 2021, love and relationships. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The Chariot, which is Cancer energy. This is a time where we need to move forward with love guiding us, in the power of love, in the understanding of love, in the subconscious and conscious reality of our existence. And if we're following patterns that we don't necessarily understand, it's stepping back and saying, okay, well, why am I here? What is going on? What is it that I love and that I need and that I desire for myself? How am I moving forward? And what am I moving forward to? There are answers in our stars. There is wisdom in our stars. In the great expanse of the sky that guides us. We are guided, our ancestors were guided by stars and by birds. Our ancestors were guided by the gods. And by the sense of vaster knowledge being out there. And that's going to be a very powerful connection for us during this time. The sense of breaking down barriers, the sense of pushing things forward, moving things forward in a very real and honest way. A sense of looking at things more. And yet not detracting from ourselves. That's going to be so important when it comes to every single relationship. And it doesn't matter if it's with the person that you'll see for 5 minutes, or the person that you'll be with for the rest of your life. This is a time where everything has meaning. And we need to embrace, and we need to be empowered by that deeper meaning of ourselves and our desires. Our subconscious chakra message is flexibility. This is the solar plexus. No, this is the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is a complex chakra because not only does it hold our sexual energy and our creative energy, but it also holds our negativity from this life and from past lives. So it has baggage. And we can be like, why is it that I can't express myself sexually the way that I want to? Why is it that I can't express myself creatively the way that I want to? And it's because of the blockage within our sacral chakra. The flexibility is inverted. That's the stance of the hangman. I mean, if you take away, of course, the arms. But that's the stance of wisdom, of greater understanding, of knowledge coming forward. And so just by addressing it, just by naming it and saying, I'm looking at my trauma from this life, from past lives, I'm looking at the trauma that has been passed down generationally, the hurts and the disappointments and the scars, and I'm looking at the love and the joy and the inspiration that is also a part of my life. I'm looking at everything that has made me who I am. And I'm either mourning what I need to mourn or rejoicing in what I need to rejoice in. But I'm moving forward more powerfully and more innately and more profoundly me. And it brings us then to the subconscious energy we need to be mindful of, which is the Queen of Cups. And that's just falling into love and thinking love solves everything. And it doesn't. a lot of times I think of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And the only reason why that is so beautiful is because they died young. They didn't have a chance to fall into poverty and despair and having child after child and not being able to feed it. Everything that would have made that truly heartbreaking, it just stopped. It just stopped, and it became this beautiful love story. But it's saying here, don't fall too deeply into love and think that it will solve everything. Because if there's not mutual respect, if there's not kindness and compassion, it doesn't. And as callous as that might sound to say, it is important to say. And so, do not be fooled by people's great words or, powerful moments. There needs to be more. Our subconscious energy that grounds us is the Knight of Swords, is the Knight of Wands. Fire sign energy, once again coming forward. Excuse me. It's the same energy we're told to be mindful of. And this is a sense of letting our passion guide us forward, of just saying, this is what I feel, this is what I want. And we have to be very mindful of this taking over, and of everything becoming about instantaneous feelings, instantaneous moments, and not the powerful and long and passionate follow through. Our subconscious energy that crowns us is the Three of Pentacles. And what's so beautiful here is that the first image that really popped out at me was the person being drawn. And this is going to be a time where we lay ourselves bare to be expressed, to be seen, and to have the different parts of the mind and of the self come forward and say, well, how do I interpret this? How do I create this? What is there that needs to be? And so as we crown ourselves with these different visions of who we want to be, of the art that we are creating within our lives by the creation of ourselves. And it moves us deeper into the energy that defines us. And that's the High Priestess. The veil is being lifted from our eyes. We're going deeper and deeper and deeper. This is a time where we don't want anybody's bull. We just don't. This is going to be a time where we see beyond the masks of people. There's an intensity to us. Now, be it we can be challenged by meeting those who see more clearly, who have a greater intensity, a greater fire, a greater focus. The High Priestess is this expression and power and impact of self and of being. And that's where we're headed during this time. That's where the Chariot is leading us. The expression, the impact is coming. And this is a time to release the Disney fairy tales and to embrace the grim ones. Not because life is grim, but because there's an intensity here that needs to be seen, that has layers and depth and deeper understanding. And not to diss Disney, I love Disney, but there is something here where when you see it, it's going to be like, oh my goodness, that's it, isn't it? And there's no coming back from that. There isn't a coming back. It can be being very drawn to religions, being very drawn to the esoteric, being very drawn to the spiritual and the spiritual components of life. But there's power here, and there's an embrace of it. All right, Libra, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace love. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra.